This is Lane to the Future, the show where me, David Moore, and my good pal
Curtis Lane here.
take a look into our future. This is the show where we take a look at the next 5 years, 10 years, and the 100 years. And in this particular episode, the future of the internet is our theme. Are you ready to talk about this, Curtis?
I am ready and readier.
Ready and readier.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to do the impossible.
This is not impossible. This is completely possible.
To
It's
make-
completely probably possible.
To make an hour-long show about something we don't understand.
Yep.
This
Completely possible.
This is Lane to the Future, brought to you by the More Daily Podcast and Network. This is Beta 02.
Giving it everything.
I think I got the end of engines on that.
Engines! Wow, I peaked. Look at that crap.
This is Lane to the Future, the show where me and Curtis Lane take a look into our future. Our topic today is the internet, Curtis.
Yep, the internet.
The internet is an interesting little thing that we use every single day.
Every single day? Do you use it every single day?
I have an iPhone.
Yeah, I got an
So,
iPod and a laptop.
I'm kind of obsessed with, Facebook and...
I stopped being obsessed with Facebook. I stopped caring.
Yeah, I should admit that too. I really, really, really kind of hate Facebook.
It's gotten annoying. Like, I don't care anymore. I talk to the most of the people I want to talk to.
Right.
You know, if I want to talk to you, I'm going to call you.
Right.
That's basically how it is.
Facebook is super cool for things like this, where we can make online internet shows, and that's how we can share them with our friends.
Yeah, but most of my friends don't see it. Or the most people I care about who watch it don't watch it.
All right, well, we're supposed to be talking about the internet in the future, but first,
Yeah.
first of all,
Well, first we got to start in the present.
right, we always start in the present, and Facebook, while we're speaking of it, I'm going to just say out here, I hate it. There's this little lovely program that I'm sure you're all aware of called Spotify.
Love
It
that.
is a great little program that lets you stream music for free onto your computer.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what Pandora should be. But I think Spotify should give you more options.
But I also think Pandora should be what it is.
I think it should...
Speaking of Pandora.
If we want a really good site to be in between, it'd be great if it was in between. Like, it has all the randomness of Pandora, but all the songs of Spotify.
Right.
And how you can save them and replay them.
Yeah. It needs to be like a there should be an add to Spotify button in Pandora.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
That'd be great. And that way you don't have to know that song
Right.
all the time. You don't have to be playing on your iPod and then go, oh, I got to go to Shazam,
Yeah.
the app, and figure out what song it is. That's no
Well,
fun.
Pandora tells you what it is if you look.
I know, but if you just hear it and you're just going through like
Yeah, if you have it like on the other side of the room.
other side of the room and you're like, oh, and it just ends and you're like, I have no clue what that song was. You can't go back.
Unless you turn it, it's stupid. You turn it to landscape and then you look.
Well, I mean, like if you're on like your laptop or something, you're like on Pandora.com.
You know, I was supposed to be talking about why I hate Spotify.
Oh yeah, go on. Go
All
ahead.
right. So Spotify has this little button now that's basically, I'd call it required,
Yeah.
is a Facebook freaking login.
Oh yeah.
These are the problems with the internet that we're going to get into here. That little Facebook login button is cool. You know why? Because it makes signing up for Spotify easy as like 2 seconds. Great. Now it's 2 seconds. Now it's also connected to my stupid Facebook. So you know what the little ticker on the side of Facebook's doing? Dave's listening to this song. Dave's listening to this song. I
hate that.
Look, I'm not afraid to admit that I like stupid music. I really just don't like every person on my Facebook list understanding that I like, I don't know, what would be some really horror. Like, I don't really want people on Facebook knowing that I listen to like 90% Beatles and then like 10% everything else.
Well, it's because you're a Beatles fanatic.
Right. but I don't need the whole world to know that.
Well, true.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that the little ticker you're talking about in the corner, the top right corner. I hate that stupid thing.
That tells you what
Because-
everybody's doing as they're doing it.
It always bothers me because when I'm trying to do something on Facebook, like I'm literally trying to do something,
Yeah.
it's always in the top right corner changing, and I'm like, what is the hell is that?
And it's
And I'm watching it
distracting.
going, I'm distracted now, and now I can't actually remember what I was trying to do,
Right.
and I hate that crap.
The internet has some things to fix. Now, there are this beautiful thing about this, and this is something that I would think would happen in the next 5 years. to our first segment, but we're not going to go there completely yet.
Yeah, don't go there yet.
Is that Facebook login, as long as like as a Google login and things like that make getting on, like, you know, there's other websites, and I'm throwing these off the top of my head, but what did I sign up for? There's an animating program that I was just playing with that Google kind of promoted a while back, and then it kind of went away, and it's called Go Animate, and you basically make like a little person, and then you can like type in what you want them to say, and you can animate them and put a background.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Super simple.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, like you're not going to make your own completely original cartoon here, but if I wanted like a short person saying something up on YouTube and I didn't really want to be it and I wanted to make a little cartoon out of it,
It'd be a perfect thing for you.
it would take 5 seconds and it'd be done.
And you wouldn't have to like go through all the hassle of dealing with Flash and trying to figure it out. And
Right, because it's an online program.
It's easy.
Right. Here's the problem. As awesome as it is, it used to be integrated to YouTube for about like a month.
It's no longer there
It was
anymore.
kind of hidden in YouTube for about a month, and I guess they were probably just testing it. Then it's no longer there. And yesterday I was just looking at it, I'm like, you know, I kind of want to play with that again, because I played with it a while back and put up some stupid cartoons on my channel, and I typed in Go Animate to Google, and I get taken to their website, and I'm like, yeah, this looks like it, but it's not connected to anything. It's like, make a login. I'm like, I don't want to make a login for something I just
so its own separate webpage now.
Right. And I don't want to make a login to play with it. And I'm looking around the website like, do I really care that much to make a login for the site? And up in the top little corner, there's a little button that says Facebook and a little button that says Google.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of convenient. Kind of. But now I'm connecting it either to my Facebook or my Google account. You know how many things are connected to my Google account?
A lot of things.
But you know how many things are connected to my Google account and how many things are connected to my Facebook account?
About the same.
About the same, but guess how confusing that is?
Yeah.
When am I going to be David Moore logged into the internet? That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
It's a beauty to... you can go.
I know what you're talking about with the whole... I wanted to go back to the Facebook thing connected to it. Because I noticed that in a lot of websites. Like, regular websites I go on, like I'm a Funny Junker. There's a thing on there. There's also a thing to connect it to your Google Plus account.
Right.
Same thing.
Who uses Google Plus?
I have a Google Plus, but the only friend I have is you.
Yeah,
I haven't
you're
touched,
my only friend.
I haven't touched the thing. I'm like, I don't even want to do that. Nobody's there.
It'd be nice if my Facebook friends were there, because I personally, and I don't mean to rag on Google Plus, but Google Plus is a wonderful website. If I could convince everybody to move to Google Plus, I'd be a much happier person
Oh yeah.
than I am on Facebook.
But like it's not only just like regular websites. I've seen Facebook things on every single website I go on.
Yeah.
Like
There's a like button at least.
at least a like button, you know? It's like and then there's like it's like why? Why do you need a like button on this one website?
Right.
Is there really a page for every single website?
Right.
How many websites are out there is what I'm really thinking.
How many websites are there that aren't connected to stupid Facebook?
2. I don't know. I've seen one, and I can't really remember what it is, but most of the ones I go on are. It's like one of those third-party ones that are just randomly out there. Doesn't have any connections to anything.
And it's not popular enough to be important enough.
Yeah.
It's like anything that has any cred on the internet, even like the things that control 90% of the internet, I don't want to say what those things are, even have like buttons. And that's the scary part.
Yeah. I don't know why you would like those, though.
And you want your Facebook friends to know that you like such and such?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I would. Yeah, no.
No. No matter.
That's one of those things you want to keep private.
No matter what kind of person I am, I don't really want people to know that I like.
Unless you have a separate Facebook account set up just for that, and you have all your friends that are like in that sort of realm, like kind of creepy or something.
This is why Google Plus is a wonderful network.
There's no
I could send
add
it
to
to
Google Plus.
that circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There is that. I haven't used it a lot, so I don't really remember.
Yeah. Circles is a wonderful thing for that. Is it be like, well, I don't really want my grandma to know that, but my good pal Curtis.
I wouldn't even go on it. That's what circle I was in. I'll pass on that.
This conversation is going so far. Now I sound like I'm really actually into these things, but
let's talk about something. What were you going on for the other thing?
I was going on about like buttons.
All right. Well, I have a few. I don't get the people who have like buttons for themselves.
Now you want to see something scary?
What?
go to Facebook. Well, actually, you can't go to Facebook and do this because it's too hard to find it because they hide everything the same way they hide like the discontinue my account forever. And even if you do
Yeah.
that, it's there forever. Regardless, they keep it all in case you change your mind.
Really?
Yeah.
So I can't just delete my Facebook, be like, you know,
No,
I'm done
no,
with this crap.
there's a like 1,500 step process that it will involve you deleting every picture individually, you deleting every post like individually
That's
that you've ever.
stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's almost impossible because of the stupid timeline thing now.
Well,
That saves every single post you do if you were to do that.
well, we're still in our modern section. I'll get into my rant about how timeline's the worst
I
thing
hate
ever.
timeline.
I,
Dude, I hate timeline. I think I would like it more if I weren't forced into doing it. If I was able to choose that I wanted a timeline,
yeah,
it would have been great. But the fact that they forced me to do it, I'm not happy about it. Like I don't like the timeline because I have to actually search for what I'm looking for. If, like, say I go to somebody's page and I want to look at a specific picture,
right.
I can't unless I scroll down a little bit, go up to their photo option, and
Yeah.
click all that other crap. It's like I want to just go on their page, click pictures, and be done.
You think we'll ever get used to it?
I think well eventually I'll get used to it, yeah. But the fact that I had to be forced into doing something and changing it, it was just like the YouTube thing.
Right.
Like I didn't want to change my channel. I liked the way it looked. I was forced into changing it.
I love designing I shouldn't say I love designing my old YouTube. I love designing the old YouTube channels.
Yeah, because you put on a bunch of pictures and stuff, and you
You can
like made the
change-
background look cool.
Yeah, I love Photoshop and Illustrator and programs like that, and I can take the time to make stuff. And now I feel like I can't customize this to save my life. They also fixed the problem like 2 years ago that every time you clicked on a video, you had to go to a separate page to watch the video. You couldn't watch it on people's channels. Then they kind of ruined that again.
Yeah.
And this is what is strange about predicting the future of the internet.
Because you have no clue what they're gonna do.
Because
next.
they take steps to go forward and they take steps to go backward. For example, Facebook's timeline that we're talking about here. MySpace was a wonderful social network, and if you're as old as us, I'm sure you had a MySpace, and we're roughly about 20 years old. I think you're a little bit younger.
I think I had a MySpace a few years ago.
Yeah, you had one.
I had
I
one
know,
in
'cause-
freshman year.
Yeah, because we all hung out on MySpace.
Yeah,
MySpace was the shit.
MySpace was cool. That's where I think Jeff turned me onto Facebook. Or MySpace, my bad.
Yeah.
Not Facebook. Other people turned me on to Facebook. Like they were like, "Dude, you gotta get a Facebook." I'm like, "I don't want a Facebook. I have a MySpace."
Right.
No,
I was one of those stragglers on MySpace.
I felt like I was one of the last people to get a Facebook.
I was too.
I was like, I don't want to leave my MySpace. I like it.
here's what MySpace did wrong.
It took too long to load.
They took CSS code
Okay.
and let you customize it.
But they customized you. They let you customize it to a point where it took so long to load.
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
could
even
add
funny.
these things like stickers and
I had a bunch of crap.
bumper stick. There was like stickers and bumper stickers. Like these were two different things.
It was like apps and crap. Like say it was like a.
Yeah, it was.
It was kind of like an iPod almost.
And I
You
should
had a bunch of apps.
I shouldn't say I hated it because there were beautiful things like Project Playlists that let you add
Oh
your
yeah,
favorite
yeah,
music.
yeah.
But
I love Project Playlist.
you put the CSS code in, and you could literally destroy the website.
Oh yeah,
That ruined the design, and it ruined everything.
and it made it 48 pages long.
and too complicated to read, and
Yeah,
and
then
then
it would crash.
and
My
here's-
MySpace crashed more than once.
Here's how Facebook used to work. Facebook had a page for every person.
Mm-hmm.
It had a page for all your friends, and it had a page for every individual person's post. These were steady columns that loaded a decent amount of the past posts.
Yeah.
Now, it loads this large file similar to MySpace in a way, minus the insanity of CSS code
Yeah.
of the last entire bit of their life on Facebook.
But it's only to the point of where you join Facebook. It doesn't have any recollection of before Facebook.
Unless you go in and add it.
Yeah, I don't think I take the time and effort to do that.
I'm determined, and I know people have already done this, so I'm probably not the most original person in the world, but I definitely want to go back to my birth and put the birth of Jesus Christ at the beginning of my birth, because that's hilarious. But that's kind of ignorant, kind of mean.
I'm just thinking of how long it would take you to put all the information of what you've done with your life.
Why do I want
Like, say you're
90% of the people I have added on Facebook to know that?
Yeah, true.
Look, I'm not against you understanding that. Oh, I'm not against anybody even listening to this show to be against that. But I don't really want the guy that I talk to down at school that's kind of my friend, kind of not my friend, to know
Your entire life story.
that I spent in a year of making vlogs. Like, you can go back
Yeah.
on my timeline, Curtis, and look at every single vlog I ever shared on Facebook.
I think I did that too.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
It shouldn't give me that. Here's the problem. You used to be able to do that on Facebook.
Yeah.
It used to be possible. It's just too easy to do it now.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the future of the internet, I can't decide whether timeline is a step forward or a step backward.
It's in between.
Yeah,
It's a step sideways, I would say.
it's a sideways.
It's a
Are
sideways
we
step.
getting into law-based theories?
No.
where
I'm just saying, like, you can step forward and be more productive and more easily made and stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's productive because if you are looking for something from the past,
But
it's easier to find.
and then there's like step back, it's hard to do things. I say it's a step sideways because you're still able to do all the same things
Right.
in about the same time, but it's organized different.
All
It's
right.
just a different way of looking at it, I guess.
We're gonna agree right now, Curtis,
Yeah.
that the internet basically right now in 2012
And we're basing this mainly off Facebook too, aren't we?
is is what I'm about to say is basically off Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Google, and the other person. And I know I'm gonna sound like a fanboy here, but Apple controls a lot
They do.
now. And speaking of the internet, I'm gonna say that this is why I think they do, and Android helped a lot with Google. When Apple says we're gonna integrate Twitter
Yeah.
to our iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Twitter account. I ignored it. If you integrate something into a phone that I use every single day,
You're gonna end up using it.
Twitter is going to make a huge difference in my life. If a company decides to make an app for an iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
and I shouldn't say that Apple controls this. I say that smartphones and other things control this. Apple's phone had an app called Instagram. Wonderful little picture sharing app.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook can buy it for $1 billion. That's billion with a B. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg controls 70% of that company and decided that he wants to buy Instagram for $1 billion. It was really like $980 million, but
Still.
it's pretty close to $1 billion. All right? If he can do that, and the internet can be controlled like that, there's an interesting future for things like Pinstagram. If you know anything about Pinstagram, Curtis.
I don't know anything about Pinstagram. I know Instagram, not Pinstagram.
Pinstagram is even Pinterest. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm stupid.
Like, what's Pinstagram.
Pinstagram.
Okay, Pinterest.
Pinterest is a little website that's and I want to call it a bulletin board, but it's not really the right word for it. Where you pin stuff that you like.
Okay.
Doesn't this sound a little bit like something Facebook would do? If you ever, if I brought this up a minute ago and I totally lost it. Is if you go to Google and search view the things I like on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
you can find articles about this. You can get a list of everything you've ever liked on Facebook.
That's weird as hell.
Isn't that scary?
The only thing that's scary about it is we all do this knowingly. We
Right.
put all this stuff out there. It's like, hey, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. I'm friends with these kind of people. This is the thing that I don't like about Facebook is it makes stalking people so simple. It makes all that so easy,
And
and it shouldn't be that easy.
Speaking of the future, is this going to get worse? You think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because people are going to start putting different information, like information as in like they're going to start putting their credit card number out there and their
Right.
social security number out there. I don't give my social security number to anyone unless it's an employer.
Speaking of social security numbers, I wanted to apply at Five Guys for the summer.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. Let's just open this out to the public because
Okay.
I went to wholesomeburgers.com,
Mm-hmm.
which is their website, to put in your application.
Mm-hmm.
This is wonderful, except for that it crashes Safari and Chrome on my Mac. Number one, it decides that neither one of those applications will quit when I'm on this website. Nor can you leave this website because it refuses to leave. This is probably just some stupid cookie in the website that happens. So I had to force shut the computer down twice. Because
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's my first problem with this website. This is a normal website. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no other Wholesome Burgers. It's not like it's a fake website.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't hate Five Guys for this. This probably isn't even their fault. They probably don't even know what's going on. The next thing, once I get through the application, is there's a social security number. I look up at the web bar, and I don't know, maybe this is my stupid computer being stupid about this, but I didn't see HTTPS, which means it's not a secure website.
So it's public.
So it's
It's
public,
semi-public.
Semi-public. I mean, nobody has access to this but my password, but I don't want my social security number on the internet.
Yeah.
Look, I will willingly give it to you in person. If you were gonna hire me, I will give it to you in person.
Exactly.
If you gave me a paper application, hell, I'd probably give it to you then. Okay? But online, where nothing is law, I didn't even see dots if I started typing in there.
I don't think there is a real law in the internet. There is no law. You can't.
No, this
do much.
is what we're gonna get into a lot about
Yeah.
this, Curtis. Is the internet isn't defined by law. Everything is still in the gray area. There's nothing. There's no fin.
It's all gray. There's no black and white. There's no legal, illegal.
Yeah.
There's sites I've seen that have been. If you go and search deep internet,
Yeah,
there's crazy shit out there.
yeah,
It's like I don't even know how I got here. I don't want to be here. It's one of those things. It's like I don't want to be here anymore. I don't even want to be on the internet anymore.
and speaking of not wanting to be on there anymore, we can't even quit Facebook. Try.
I've put less personal information.
I put way less on there.
I don't like people being able to see what I'm doing.
I don't like people being able to see what I did 2 years ago.
Like I put on my vlogs and stuff, and I voice my opinion.
Yeah,
But I'm okay with people seeing that.
yeah.
Like that's my personal opinion.
Something like
Anybody
this.
like I could have the same conversation with the person if I'm talking through a vlog as like if I was talking to the person.
This right here is basically all you know about me is that my name's David Moore and I like making podcasts and you get my opinion on stuff.
Yeah, same here.
You're not getting my personal information.
I'm not going. My social security number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or whatever.
Yeah, and that's never gonna be.
Yeah, that's
on
not my social. Just so you know,
You're not. Gonna,
you're not going to be able to steal my identity.
I'm not gonna hand out my phone number on a podcast.
No,
I'm not this. But if you go to my Facebook, you probably could find it.
I took it off.
I think mine's off, but it is not.
I took the only email account that they have for my Facebook is my old Google,
right.
which I don't even look at. I checked it like a month ago. I have
Facebook has notifications waiting
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
I had over 17,000 inboxes.
Yeah.
I just said no. I wasn't even gonna try.
I seriously, the internet is this thing that's gonna change, and it's I'm trying to be a good person here, but as we know, we listened to the last show. I don't have this wonderful opinion on the world, but I think the internet takes this step further, deeper into this hole, and there's gonna be a day in the future where this wonderful little tool that we call the internet decides that it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's unsafe. It's too open.
It could be a lot better.
No, it
It could be a great thing.
There's a lot of wonderful things about the internet.
Like
Wikipedia is a wonderful thing.
that's a beautiful tool.
Look,
If it's used correctly, it's a beautiful tool.
Look, I don't care if you think it's unreliable. It's reliable. And if you don't think okay, seriously, I probably shouldn't say this. But
Everybody put it this way.
before I write a paper on anything,
You look at
I read the Wikipedia article
to see what the basic things are.
because then I know what else I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Now, another wonderful trick in the world of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the bottom of Wikipedia, it cites the sources
Yeah, it's not
of
like
Wikipedia.
It's not like it's a completely shady thing. Like you're not going to some random site like, oh, it's this one.
You seriously read the Wikipedia article. Go down to the bottom of the page.
And there's a bunch of sites.
Then read the sources.
Yeah, and go
You
look.
wrote your paper.
You can actually you can go to the source. Like say it's some other page. You can go there
Yeah,
and look at whatever was on the article.
yeah. And if Wikipedia's not reliable, okay, and other websites are,
Yeah, how
then
reliable the other sites?
How
you know?
reliable are these other sites? You can't look. People,
same either
people
way.
make flaws. We talked about this with the robots.
Yeah,
No matter what, not everything's gonna be perfect.
nothing's ever perfect.
As long as we're a little bit close here, this is the amazing thing of the internet. We're gonna jump into our 5 years from now
Okay.
because we're going on about my tangent about how horrible things are getting.
Okay. So 5 years from now, internet wise, It's basically going to be the same. I would think that hopefully, like this is my hope,
Yeah.
is the internet's going to be more reliable information. It's going to be policed better. They're going to find a way to, hopefully in the next 5 years, track more things. You're still going to be allowed to do things like, for all those people who like to look at more adult-themed things.
Don't get back into it.
I'm not getting more.
We're acting.
Hold on,
You're
hold on,
acting
hold
like
on,
we're
hold
into
on.
this, but we're
No,
not.
no. I'm saying like that would still probably be legal.
All right.
I'm saying that's something that's out there. It's what the internet is.
That's what it has.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That's what some people do.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing for people. It's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I'm not saying that the government should track us. I'm saying that like there should be some things that aren't allowed on the internet. Some things shouldn't be allowed. Like some scary things that I've seen. Like I don't like going on and just randomly finding a site that has somebody getting murdered.
Right.
That shouldn't be there.
No.
Like it's a legit murder. I don't like that. That's
There are
scary.
things that should not be on the internet.
Yeah.
There's like the little girls or the bunch of guys who threw puppies off a cliff like that.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No. Seriously. The internet is a wonderful thing for one reason. We can do anything we want on it. It needs to stay that way.
But it needs to be policed. It needs police. There needs to be an internet police.
But it can't be like police in real life, which is the problem.
It needs to have a specific set of guidelines and rules, but it needs to be free for self-expression. It cannot infringe on our rights.
And
Is
this,
what I'm getting at.
This is where it all gets hazy again.
And yeah, it's a big gray area.
Yeah.
And like there are a lot of rights. Like it is that person's right to throw puppies off a cliff and put it on the internet, I guess. It is not
their right to throw those puppies off the
it's
cliff.
not their right to throw the puppies. If there were fake puppies,
They weren't fake puppies.
I know, I saw
that.
the video. If saying they were fake puppies,
All right.
that's their freedom of expression, I guess. If they were fake,
Yeah.
they're not fake. Therefore, it is animal cruelty. They
Right.
should be policed, and they should have charges put against them.
But should they have charges based on the internet?
No,
No.
They're giving the forensic files, man. They're giving the evidence of their crime.
Right.
They should be policed, and they should be.
That should be as used as evidence, but they
yeah.
shouldn't be charged for internet infringement law or something.
No,
whatever you want to call it.
They should be policed in real life, as in
As animal
cruelty.
And that should be the charge.
Yeah, that is the charge.
That should be the only charge.
Yeah.
Well, except for the fact that they're horrible people and they should be just charged for any.
Yeah.
I don't care. They could be trespassing, just anything that's human.
Like that's the
human
only thing
error.
I don't understand, because there are people who have been charged for videos they put up on the internet.
There's people who lose their job. All right. Speaking of this, because we're gonna get into this.
People who lose their jobs
Jobs.
for stuff. Yeah.
Shane Dawson, who is a famous YouTuber, not a huge fan. I'm okay with this guy.
You were a huge fan a while ago.
No,
Yeah, you were.
I admit that there are funny things in his videos.
He has some funny times, but not anymore.
And
it's old. It's
it
a broken
gets old.
record.
Yeah.
It's a broken record.
And Shane, if you ever heard this show, don't think I hate you. Okay, I'm just sick of the repetitive of
You're a
the
funny
si-
guy. You
the
need
same
some new material.
right
That's it. The
That-
funny guy, new material. You need it.
new stuff.
New
All right.
stuff. You need it.
All right. The reason he's famous, and I might be completely wrong on this, is pretty much he lost his job for making a YouTube video. He made a very inappropriate, not shocking that he did that YouTube video. Him and his entire family, who all worked in this same business, got fired for this. That's the story.
That's
He made a video about it. That video went viral. He became famous. That's the story.
yeah.
Now, this is what I love about the internet, and this is the other thing that I think will happen in the next 5 years, is people will become more creative. The creative people like me and you will have a much shinier day in this world.
The only problem that I see with creativity in the future, in like the next 5 years, is the creativity from the internet is so plain, or what's called creativity. The people who have been founded on, supposedly, I say also founded on the internet, like Justin Bieber. I'm not really knowing a lot of people who have been founded on the internet, but
Felicia Day,
there you go.
Dave, I love his stuff. So Dave Days, you know.
But you know that stuff's so bland, and it's such cookie cutter stuff. Like if you listen to it, there's no rhythm, there's no real heart in their creativity music. There's nothing.
Some of them lose it.
Some of them never had it. They've just been made like these superstars for no apparent reason. I'm not trying to rag on any of the people who became famous. I don't care. That's your life. You
Right.
did it what you had to do to make some money. I don't care who you are. It's just that you are you're just killing the music industry. I hate some of the music that's out there now.
Justin Bieber is, I think, your key example here.
Yeah.
And look. Saying that I love this stuff. I love the future of the internet. People being creative. I love the idea of like Google AdSense.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I think this stuff is amazing.
I just think there needs to be an easier way to get to people to see that kind of stuff. Like my stuff, you never will find.
You'll never find it because
you can't search my name and find me
right
in YouTube.
If you found this show, guys,
you're lucky as hell.
Either this is probably a year from when we made this and we became famous, and you're listening to the old episodes to see what we were like, or you're digging in a very deep hole and you were probably very close to China and you
found it.
Yeah, you
found China.
You went off sideways and you ended up like near hell. And
basically, yeah.
Look, the last episode that we did last week at this point has 8 views.
It's because
it's been out
can find this crap.
Right.
Is this on? What is this? What do you put on this?
We're publishing it only on YouTube at this point.
It's on YouTube, so it's just an audio file on YouTube.
Right. Well, it's a video that says here's a Twitter, here's the thing on this.
Oh.
This is Lane to the Future. This is episode whatever, and here's the Twitter, and here's the hashtag.
And half the people who watched it are like, I'm not listening to this for like an hour and a half.
That's because of our long tangents.
Well, I would listen to this in the background of something, and if I was doing it.
Yeah, no, seriously, I love talk radio. I love, if you know me, I love podcasts like Twit, especially because I'm a tech nerd. But, that's what I dedicated basically half my podcast to that. I used to listen to Pottermore, and I used to listen to the Lost podcast, and I used to listen to all sorts of other things.
That's just what you like to do.
I love Car Talk. I love,
I love Car Talk.
Car Talk's hilarious.
It's awesome. But okay, going back to the 5 years.
5 years in the internet.
5 years in the internet.
These creative people, what needs to happen is the people who have the strong power, the record companies, the people who damn their foot into bullshit, okay, need to stop trying to take over.
Yeah.
This is our thing. Google is doing the right thing where they're saying, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you basically sign up for a Google AdSense account and let you put ads on your videos. And if it goes well, good luck.
You get some money.
Yeah. If not,
oh well.
yeah. Now, it's a luck shot.
It's a shot in the dark.
You don't have some $1 million people saying, "Look, we're gonna make you famous, buddy. This is how it's gonna be." You know.
I wish that's how it was. I wish somebody would come to my door and be like, knock on the door. We saw some of your videos on YouTube. We want to make you a star.
Yeah.
Here's $40 million. I'd be like, what? What? Yes.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna turn me into Justin Bieber, but I don't want them to do that.
I don't want to be Justin Bieber. I'd be afraid to be Justin Bieber.
Speaking of this stuff, there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Lamar Wilson. Sorry.
All right.
And he's a very funny tech news journalist.
Mm-hmm.
He's a comedian. He'll bring up any news, but he's a very, very funny guy. There's another company on the internet that they call themselves Revision 3.
Okay.
They should be unknown at this point. Let's take it no further than this. The point is, they said, look, we really like your videos. You do a skit about every day on a current event.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to give you real ads. And we want to pay you more money.
Okay.
This was his dream. This is what his 100% dream was, to be bought out by this company. Hell, I'd love to be bought out by another company instead of making podcasts in my room. I'd love somebody to give me some high LPR 40s and we could do whatever
stuff.
shows we want and have some real ads, and I could go, this is brought to you by Netflix. That'd be wonderful. All right? It sounds like a great idea.
But
Lamar changed his mind
mm-hmm.
about a month in and said, look, you guys are kind of controlling this a little bit too much. Look, I care about my audience more than I care about that. More than I care about making more money.
Mm-hmm.
I care that they're entertained and that I have the freedom to change my format whenever I feel like. I want the right to be creative. I don't want you to say, here's what you're going to do, this is how you're going to do it, and this is what else you're going to add.
Okay.
Look, and I don't think they tried to control him that much. His content didn't change that much over the month. But I think he didn't like, sticking to something, calling it this show, and being like, here's how it is, this is how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's still a very funny guy, and he still did a very good job being under Revision 3. But a month in, he decided, no, I don't want to do this. I rather do whatever I want, when I want, how I want,
Yeah.
than be making more money. And that's the beauty of the internet.
You have that
So,
choice.
That kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are... Here's the beautiful thing about Google AdSense. They're not going to control my videos.
No.
They are within reason. Okay.
Yeah, like you can't like go off in a crazy sexual thing or whatever on YouTube or anything like that.
Right. Or they're going to, say, look, this is not the appropriate place for this.
Yeah, it has to be somewhere else.
Right. And we will actually support that in another way. You want to make a website for more adult
Whatever,
type things in any sort of more adult or mature things. You want to make another site.
Go
We'll
ahead.
let you move your Google AdSense account to there. But you can't put it on our server.
Yeah.
We'll provide you with the ads, and we'll support you, but which is basically saying you can still do whatever you want, but
Just not here.
But
You got to move it to a different place.
This is our site, and this is how we're going to control it.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong with that.
Which is like another way of how they should police it. That's how I kind of like it.
Yeah,
That's how it should be.
Look,
But it needs to be like that for a lot more sites.
yeah. YouTube is this beautiful thing that a million years ago, what feels like a million years ago, when I started making YouTube videos, there was no rules.
Oh, yeah, I remember
None at all. And it was beautiful. Look, some crap came out of that. Some
that. Really bad crap.
really bad crap. Horrible things happening, things like that. But there was also this beauty of like anybody who wanted to make anything of any sort in any way,
And you could share it on the internet with millions of people.
right, could do this. And Google bought that little company from whoever it was and said, this is awesome. We're going to do this even though we're going to lose $1 million on it today because it's awesome. A wonderful company steps in called Viacom and says, your users are uploading our content. They're uploading episodes of SpongeBob and other things that aren't theirs. And we're going to sue you.
I hated that part. I
Google-
really did.
Google did what they had to do. Okay?
They did, yes.
They said, all right, we'll integrate this system that polices it, sort of.
Yeah.
And it'll take things down that people are putting up that aren't theirs. Okay, great. Here's where it's broken. Now within, what has it been, like 3 years
Mm-hmm.
since this went through, the system is overflowed and anything can get taken down. Look,
I've had videos be taken down. It's bull.
They don't have anything wrong.
It was me talking for 3 minutes. I had it taken down because it said it had copyright issues. I'm like, what the hell did I talk
and
about?
it's some weird other country
Yeah.
company that you have no idea what it is claiming copyright content so they can sell ads on your video. Why? Because they can.
Well, like, the only problem with the ones that I had was, like, they not only said that I wasn't allowed to have the video up anymore.
Right.
It was, I got no notification. They just deleted my video.
Oh, that's horrible. I've
They-
never had that happen.
They deleted my video. They sent me a, this is why I left my first user account.
Yeah.
The first one that I had. And that's why I don't use it anymore. Because they sent me, like, what was it? It was a partial ban.
Yeah. No.
I got a 30-day ban on it. I'm like, what? You're going to ban me because of this? Nobody reviewed it. I had no chance of any type of, like, appeal. I had no chance of it. There was no official notice
Right.
of it. They just took my video down with no reason for it all. They never gave a real reason. It was like, this video has copyright issues and it's being taken down.
And that's all it says. It doesn't say what usually. Now, usually, and we're going to talk about, this is what I want to be fixed in the next 5 years, especially this.
Yeah.
This. But there usually what it says is no action is required on your part. The video will continue to be viewable by other people. Have a nice day. That's what it should almost do every time.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that some companies might not want any of their content on YouTube.
That's too freaking bad.
they
You're
might-
giving them free advertisement.
That's
That's what they don't understand.
everything I post on YouTube, any song I use is basically a free ad.
I don't like how
Put
the
a
song...
button at the bottom that says I use this song.
Yeah, that's what
good. Good. Do that. I love you doing that. That's exactly what I would do if I could.
Yeah.
I would if I could put any links in the bottom of things that I could be downloaded. I would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that power because that's something else that needs to be fixed in the next 5 years. Is we need a little bit more power. Maybe then the rules might change. There are some people who do have the power to do that right now. Big companies that make big podcasts can say, "Look, we'll let you download our shows for free. We'll let you use them in any way you want." That's wonderful. Hell, this show when it goes up, Curtis, and I don't know if you understand this, but it goes up on a Creative Commons license. There's a button on the bottom of YouTube that says you can download this show
Oh, yeah.
and use it for whatever because I don't care. Look, if you want to share it with your friends, good.
Go ahead.
This is Lane to the Future. It's brought to you by the More Daily Podcast Network.
Go ahead.
You want to put it on your account? Go ahead. Look, I'm not making anything off this. You're not offending me by sharing it with the world.
Go
Okay?
ahead.
Go ahead. Look, I am perfectly fine because I know that I created it. Now, if you take my show and you edit it and you make me sound like a different person than I am, I might be offended.
Especially if you put it...
If you take my
if you
words
put
and
it
put them in different context,
It's
hell,
bad.
it's bad. And I might say something about that. If you took my show and you called it your show, I might take offense to that.
That's
But if you
different,
take
though.
my show and say, I really like this part when they say this, and played my clip,
Go ahead.
go ahead. I'd love you to do that. I really would. It would not offend me one bit. I don't care if you're part of Google AdSense and you're taking pieces of my show and saying, I like this. I like this. I don't like when he says this. Okay? If you want to openly critique me and tell me how horrible I am, I probably wouldn't even be offended by that. Even if you made $500,000 off of it and I didn't. Okay?
Yeah.
If you take it and call it yours, that's when I get annoyed. When you take it and say it's something other than what it truly is, I might get annoyed. But if you want to argue me and you want to attack my face, go ahead. I'm getting in my rants here.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next topic. 10 years, wasn't it? 5, 10.
5, 10, and 100.
Okay, let's go to 10.
All right.
Because you're ranting. And it ain't going
All right,
anywhere.
So to recap the 5 years.
Police actions.
Some black and
Better.
white. Better black
Yeah.
and white.
There needs to be more black and white, less gray.
Yeah, but not completely gray. Gone.
Yeah.
Not black and white because that would be horrible. That's the
Yeah.
SOPA approach.
I don't like SOPA.
No.
I'm openly against SOPA. Curtis Lane is against SOPA.
And I agree with you. And Pippa and all the other horrible.
I don't like those.
Any-
Get them all out of here. Kill them.
Anything that cripples our internet in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, just
I
a
don't
real
care.
quick, just a real quick thing about SOPA. The guy, just because I like this one, the guy who originally brought it out and said, "Oh, I want to do this," you know.
Yeah.
The site that he used for it.
Oh God.
This is the funny part.
Pirate
He's
Bay?
like, no, the background and some of the images on his website weren't his
Nice.
technically, so he has copyright claims already. So,
Or
shouldn't-
the Texas Senator whose thing is, I don't really understand what this internet thing is, but
Oh, yeah.
piracy sounds bad.
pirates are bad. That's like saying eating soap is
You
bad.
better claim that you don't understand this bill and not vote.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously, if you don't understand it, don't vote. I would elect you if you went up and presented yourself to me and saying that
I don't understand
if
it.
I don't understand it, I'm either going to take the mass opinion of you who
wouldn't.
elected me,
Okay. then,
or I'm going to ignore it and stay neutral. and not take a side because I don't understand this. Therefore, I don't have a right to argue it.
I would like that, but most politicians won't do that because
No,
most of them, I'm not saying all, some of them are still okay. Most of them like to bicker and scream and disagree with everyone because they're little 3-year-olds.
Yes.
That's what basic. I would compare the Senate and the House of Representatives with a 3rd grade classroom. Truthfully, that's what I would do. It's like make a 2nd grade classroom with no teacher.
All right.
That's the biggest. Those are about the same
Yeah.
because they bicker, they scream, and they all disagree on nothing.
Yeah.
They get nothing done and nothing happens. That's a completely different issue. Okay.
5 years. Some black and white.
Some black and white.
Still
some
keep
gray.
the gray.
More freedom.
More freedom. More freedom with
To-
blinds.
Yeah.
And the beauty of the creatives
Yeah.
continuing to perspire into these wonderful little butterflies. That's the 5 years.
Yeah. That's the
That-
hopeful 5 years.
That's what I want in 5 years. What I don't want is the record companies to corrupt it with SOPA. I don't want PIPA to go through. I don't want
I don't want any of that crap.
things like Pirate Bay. Not saying that I'm a huge fan of stealing other people's content like I just said. If you steal it and call it yours and you sell it,
It's bad.
I have a problem. All right. But that's 5 years.
There was just saying 5 years again.
Yeah.
This is the internet based, okay?
Okay.
I don't get how SOPA didn't pass. But they still arrested the guy who owned Mega Upload.
Because the U.S. government can do whatever they want, when they want, where they want, how they do it, and they don't have to totally agree with us.
I have a feeling
because-
we're going to disappear in like a week if the U.S. government hears this crap.
Right.
They're going to be like, oh, David Moore, Curtis Lane. Oh, we're going to go take them out of Lakewood and take them to some place.
But
that's
here's
really,
what
really
we're going to
nice
say.
and
We're going to
dark.
claim them for piracy,
Yeah.
even though we have no evidence and no anything to back this up. So we're just going to do it because we can.
Yeah, basically.
Look,
I don't like that.
yeah,
I don't like that they can do that.
this is the fear for the 5 years.
That's the fear in the 5 years is half of the. Let's see.
The internet
Whoever's
getting
da-
crippled.
Whoever's downloaded a song, whoever's downloaded a movie, whoever's downloaded anything without permission from the owner is going to jail for the next 5 years.
Right.
So in 5 years, we'll get out in 10 years. So we'll figure out how the internet's then. That's the dark part of the internet.
Yeah,
That's like saying all this stuff passes and most of us go to jail.
but you don't want to
for-
go to be like China, where Facebook and things that should be free to me, because that's how it is. And look, before I sound like a complete dick for saying that everything should be free for me, be saying like, you know what, I want it because I can have it because I'm a little no. It should be free to me because it's something that somebody else created for free. The internet is this thing that should allow people to create things for other people.
Yeah.
Things that should be open to other people. If there's a regulation on it that says things can't be done on it, it turns into other things that we used to have.
Yeah.
It turns into these things that are controlled by these big companies that suck balls.
Well, in
we
truth-
don't have any voice, and this is the problem. Look, okay, if Facebook decided that they wanted to have a membership system, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and they want me to pay a monthly bill,
Screw that.
that should be up to
Done. I'm done.
them.
That's the second I'm
Well,
done.
I just stopped paying the bill, so then
That's
my
the second
Facebook will
mine's-
disappear.
Yeah, that's the second my Facebook disappears. It's like, you now owe $810. No, screw you.
Yeah, whatever.
I ain't paying for Facebook. I'm not paying for a website. Screw that.
Right. I don't want to sound like a person who's going to be like, I'm against the world here, okay? Everything should be free for me because it should be, okay? Seriously,
I
love,
kind of go against that a little bit.
I love to support artists, and I love to support people, okay? But like a musician who sells his CDs makes some money off iTunes, and he makes most of his money off concerts and touring. Okay, he doesn't lose that much money from the guy who downloaded the CD off Pirate Bay because he wanted to hear how it sounded.
There's a thing
Okay,
about those
before
other
he
things.
paid $10 for it.
All right, let me say one thing really quick about the piracy and all that stuff.
All right.
About music mainly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because this is the one thing on the internet that's
This is the-
already been controlled.
this is the big thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Say like I download a song illegally. Say I do.
Okay.
Like say I really like this one song and I want it. So I get it
Right.
and I download it.
Okay.
How is that any different from what was it?
Me walking
say-
down to my friend's house who has the CD already
and
gives
burning
me-
it onto my computer, you know?
Right.
How, or go even farther back and saying, oh, I hear this song on the radio and I burned it onto a cassette tape,
Yeah.
which is really a long time ago.
Right.
But what's the difference?
There's no difference.
You're still hearing the song,
you're still getting it for free.
even if you listen to the song
the
on the
radio
radio.
is more free than the internet.
Yeah,
Okay, FM radio is way more free than the internet ever was.
exactly.
This is hell. You could still do that in theory.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you could still do that. Hell, there's probably people who actually do that and post things as piracy because you know that happens. You know how you know that happens is because you get on a pirate song off old things that don't exist anymore, and I know this because I've gotten them from friends. Okay, and you get this is KRH radio.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then-
the weird crap.
Before every song.
Yeah.
Like no, that's that's just strange. Or you get the weird president thing. I would just like to remind all those Americans that I did not have sexual relationships with that woman.
Whatever.
Whatever it was.
All right, but we want to get into the 10-year
Yes.
section, don't we?
Yes, we
All right.
do. We've been
So
trying.
once we get out of the prisons,
after we're out of prison
after we're out of prison
from the
for
dark future of
piracy-
the internet.
Okay, once I'm out of prison for my 5-year term for piracy, and about everybody else gets out at the same time, and I start having friends again, and people start saying, "Hey, there's that guy."
The internet's dead.
The internet's gonna be long gone. We're gonna have no more internet, and which is gonna be a problem, because
Right.
the only thing that I see as a problem with the internet in 10 years is people are gonna get so addicted to it.
Yeah.
Is we're gonna stop going outside more and more and more, and people are gonna have less actual relationships with people. They're gonna have complete relationships over the internet, which isn't right.
No, there's something horribly wrong with that.
Like some people have an actual relationship over the internet.
I
Some people
love-
can.
I love the internet that I have a friend who moved away.
And you can see them through Skype or something.
Yeah.
And you can still stay in contact. That's great. But
Okay,
some people
but-
have like the full thing through Facebook. And
Yeah.
it's like just talking and you have no emotion within it.
Right.
I
the same-
can't handle that.
We're gonna get into this conversation in a future show. The difference between phone calls back to texting and to what we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
But and I don't know what we're gonna fit that show into, but I have plenty to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
The internet. Okay, look, I've made friends on the internet. Okay, I'm one of those people. I can do that. It's a wonderful little tool. It's very cool to make a friend who lives somewhere that you don't know
Mm-hmm.
and have a opinion of the way they view the world and to communicate with a person you've never met in real life. Okay, but I'm never going to call that person my best friend.
No.
I'm never going to say that I have a strong super relationship cool with them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to be like as cool with that guy as I'm cool with you.
Yeah.
Okay? Look, we can hang out here in a bedroom and make a podcast. all right?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
I live like 10 minutes away.
Right. And hell, I could make a podcast with that guy. Okay.
But it's never going to have the same connection.
But I'm never going to have the same connection as going to your house and helping you put metal sheets from your old oven onto your roof. Okay.
yeah. It's hardcore recycling. That's how I roll. okay?
Hardcore recycling.
That's how we do this.
I'm never going to get to walk to your backyard and laugh at the amount of crushed aluminum cans and two giant trash cans at the back of your yard. All right.
Shut up. We hardcore recycle, okay? Nothing ever goes to waste.
No, I don't do
Well,
it.
almost
I'm
nothing.
totally agreeing with you that you're doing the right thing by recycling that oven in the proper way. Okay.
Yeah. Like, we're going to end up recycling most of it.
Yeah.
Like, the glass from the front of it's going to go into something else I'm doing.
Right.
It's going to be completely dismantled and used.
Yeah, but and this is another show. Is
Yeah.
future waste in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to
We're
go
talking
back
about the internet here.
in 10 years.
10 years.
I still think there's going to be, if it goes all great, it's going to be used for a lot more information based. They're going to be able to
A lot more creative people.
a lot more creative people. 10 years is basically the same as 5, except more progressive, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot about this to say about 10 years, which kind of sucks because it's basically the same as 5.
Right.
It's the same hope.
But the scarier thing in 10 years is
It could be the complete opposite.
Yeah. Either we're getting out of jail in 10 years and the record company has destroyed the internet
Oh, yeah.
by then.
I would hate
Or
that.
And, okay, look, here's the other theory. Now, I wouldn't say this can happen in 5 years. It can happen because they want to fight it. The cable companies who make these TV show stations, who control how they're distributed to you, are fighting the streaming of the internet. Now, this is a wonderful thing that's been invented recently, is like Netflix or
Netflix is great.
Hulu or any of those services.
I actually like Hulu.
I like Hulu too. I like the free part of Hulu.
Yeah,
I don't like paying $10 a month for a service that also gives me ads again.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like Netflix because it doesn't give you ads, and it's only $8.
it's $8 and it doesn't give you ads. And yeah, okay,
It's-
I can't get the newest show. Okay,
But
I can watch the entire old, Mad Men
or like
okay?
Lost.
I can watch Lost all the way through for free, and it's on my TV anywhere I want when I want. okay?
Exactly.
Other networks that do podcasts like Twit run a 24-hour streaming network that runs their shows on repeats. Okay?
Okay.
They also run their shows live on the same network. Okay? So when they're recording the show live, they run live. Now, I'd love to do this show live. Sadly, things like Ustream that are free for us to do don't support multi-track. Okay? So we can't do that yet. They can because they have the money to hook up to a streaming box and go crazy. All right. Now, they make all their money off selling ads. The same way half the TV stations make their money selling ads. Okay. They make the money to pay the cable companies to put their channels on. All right. Now, why can't Comedy Central, TBS, ABC, NBC run internet TV stations?
Because they don't want to, and then
Because they're going to fight it, and they're going to fight it, and they're going to fight it.
because they want they want that extra money from
The cable company.
the cable company. They want that it's all about money, man.
They want that subscription fee.
They want, I want this money. I want this money. I want money.
That's
all they want.
Except that they figured it out. They could make more money.
Yeah.
That they're too afraid to figure it out because they like the old way that it works. This is what I want in the next 10 years. I want my TV to stop being cable. I want my TV to, because it's not even cable anymore. It was cable, and now it's a cable box.
Mine's more internet.
Yeah.
Like, because I have DirecTV,
Right.
it's more satellite, more
You're getting closer there.
it's really close. The closest you can get now is AT&T Uverse,
Right.
which is beautiful. I love it.
Do you?
I've
okay,
been over Jeff's house and I've stayed there for a few hours.
He has Cox.
No,
like
he
I
has
do.
AT&T Uverse.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't have that anymore?
No, he has Cox like I do.
I mean, like, back when he had AT&T Uverse.
Okay. I have.
When he had that,
friends who do have
it was beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah.
It has all the positives of the DirecTV
Yeah.
with none of the satellite downers.
Right.
The only problem is I can't get Uverse.
Right. Neither can I.
The only problem is I don't know why I can't. Why does Jeff lives on a non-main street in the middle of Lakewood out of nowhere?
Yeah.
I live on a main street that comes up on Google
Right. As a yellow street.
as a yellow street. I'm a yellow.
Yeah.
Why can't I get it?
Right. Why can I get it, but the cable guy who wanted to come give me Uverse for a month for free is too stupid to run the cable under my yard because we have the trench to run the cables through the yard so that we don't have cables around across our yard, which costs $1,000 to do this. I don't know why that it was such a big pet peeve, but look, okay, this cable guy too stupid to do this. He's like, we got to run a line. I'm like, well, we're not running a line, so he's like, oh, well, then we can't do it.
I don't get how ours works really, because the satellite dish isn't connected to any kind of like
Who knows how any of this works?
electricity. It's not.
Okay,
I don't
but
get that.
we pay $100 something for this stupid. We pay $100 something for cable HBO.
You got a lot of crap though.
I don't have DVR. It drives me.
I do
Well,
have
actually,
DVR.
I should say we do have DVR. It's in my parents' room because they're wonderful and they get whatever they want. And we had DVR in the living room
We
where
only
it should be, and then it was gone.
We only have one box for DirecTV
Yeah,
because we don't.
we have two for
I don't
digital.
watch TV out of the living room because that's the main TV. I don't watch TV in my room. I watch the internet.
Yeah,
That's what I do in my room.
This is what I want, and I want this in 10 years. Okay, look, this is pushing the 10 years.
Okay.
This is really pushing it, but this is how it should be. I should be able to flip on TBS or Comedy Central the same way I flip on Twit. I pick up my iPhone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't even turn the cable on here. It's hooked up into my TV in here. All right?
Yeah.
Don't use it. I want to be able to pick up my iPhone, type in TBS, go to their website. Their website will be an iPhone version of the website. Or I type in TBS Live, okay? Or Comedy Central Live. I hit live. I hit the AirPlay button on my phone. Up on my TV.
What I kind of want
Okay.
what I want in TV based internet.
Yeah.
What I want it kind of be is like sort of like Netflix
Right.
and also like Hulu combined almost. What I want is like you go on TV, it's connected through the internet. You go on TBS, say, or Comedy Central, and it says, "What do you want to watch?" And you can click through the episodes of what you have.
I want TV apps.
That's
I
so
want
much
everything
easier.
to be TV apps. And now, okay, here's where I hate your idea. I love your idea. I do. I really do.
All right.
I love Netflix to break it up into channels too. Okay, because pretty much everything that's on Comedy Central is available on Netflix.
Yeah.
Majority. Okay, some of the newer stuff, no.
Yeah.
All right. I want that, but I also don't want to lose this sense of live TV.
Well, like you can always see what's on live, but then you could always pick the channel and see like what's previously on.
Right.
Like I kind of have that with DirecTV, but you can't watch it unless you've
yeah.
been watching the channel for like 3 hours. Then you can go back 3 hours.
I don't necessarily. Look. I understand they can't give me everything instantly. Okay.
Which is bull because they should
have
be
to,
able to.
They have to make money. All right. But seriously, I would pay. All right, we pay $100 a month for cable, internet, and phone. Okay, that's horrible. That is absolutely god awful. All right.
Yeah.
Here's, I would willingly pay a $40 internet bill. All right. Give me decent bandwidth and give me internet. All right. Then I'd rather pay Comedy Central. Okay, like $30 a year to just have Comedy Central
Yeah.
for the year. Okay. I don't care if you don't give me everything live. I don't care if you don't give me everything that was available. All right. If you give me the live channel and all I have to do is pay for individual channels. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I wish you could pick your channels. That'd be great. I
Yeah.
would love that.
if I could
I
just
only
pay.
watch like 4 channels.
Look, how much does how much does the NBA charge for their service? Like $100 a year?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I
If
think
you-
it's for the season though. That's like half a year.
Yeah, for the season. All right.
Yeah.
Now, if you could make that a little bit more reasonable. All right.
Because that is unreasonable at all.
All right, let's take something like Amazon Prime. Okay, this is another beauty of the internet is shipping.
I love Amazon.
We'll get into my future fears for
had-
Amazon.
Have you had an Amazon Prime account?
I had the trial for
Me
like,
too.
It was awesome.
I loved it. I got all my stuff free shipping,
Yeah,
and it was so much cheaper, and it was so much better. Except it can't cost $30 a month.
it costs $80 a year.
$80 a year.
80
They
bucks.
changed it when I had it because I had it last year October.
Okay, last time I looked, it's $80 a year. All right,
If it changed, I don't know because mine was $30 a month, and I was like, no.
all right. If you pick the channels that I watch on TV,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I like TBS.
Mm-hmm.
I like Comedy Central, and okay, great. That's like 90% of what I watch.
Everything
All right.
else is Netflix.
All right, everything else is on Netflix. All right, I'd probably pay for ABC and I'd pay for NBC as well. All right, if you charge me $60,
You're old. You know that? You watch old people networks.
I like TV Land
ABC
too.
and NBC. What the hell is wrong with
All
you?
right, all right. If
Those
you-
are the basic channels that come on regular TV.
Yeah, you don't
dude.
even need
You need a
cable.
bunny ears for those.
Yeah, all
That's
right.
like my TV in my room connected to that box antenna I have.
All right, let's pretend you charge me $60 a year.
Okay.
Comedy Central is getting $60 a year directly from me. All right, and TBS's. All right, now I have those channels for a year. I don't have anything else. Okay,
You don't need anything else.
good, but I paid $120 for 1 year. Okay, that's something they could do.
That's $10 a month. That's not even that much.
It's $10 a month, and I have the 2 stations I watch.
Yeah.
Why? Why do I pay? Probably we probably pay $90 for the cable.
I forget
because we get HBO.
I forget how much crap we have to pay for. We don't have HBO. We have like all those random movie stations that don't ever have anything. They play like
Encore.
yeah, like that
yeah.
kind of crap. We have like I watched Godzilla from 1999 a few days ago, and that was like their prime thing at 5:00. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
That's not even a movie.
It's just strange, but
It's like, yeah, why are you playing this when you could be playing like I don't know, like Spider-Man or something cool.
help.
A good movie.
Okay, I'd probably pay for FX too.
FX, yeah.
Okay, but seriously, if you charge me $80
It's still that's
year.
pushing it.
a year, okay, no, but you're still saving. I pay more than that for the cable a month.
True. Paying it per month and then per year. But say like say,
Hell.
what if you watched, say, you actually watched like 20 channels?
Want to charge me $4 a month
True.
for each station then?
You're paying 80 a month then. If you watch, say, or 40 a month then if you watch 10 channels.
Okay.
You're paying the same. But, like, it all depends on how many channels you watch. Like, you should have that option.
Right.
Like, say a person like me who actually, I surf, and whatever's cool on, I watch.
But this is what could be TV internet apps.
Yeah.
Okay. And this would be way more elegant than the guide. Look, I love the guide. It's a wonderful little thing.
Oh, I love the guide.
But do you remember not having the guide?
Yeah, I remember having old-style cable.
Now, how much nicer would it be if you had the home screen on your iPod Touch
Be
to
amazing.
select from?
Be amazing.
Right. That'd be way better than the guide.
Oh, yeah.
Look, the guide's wonderful. The guide's wonderful because it's better than what we had.
Yeah.
It's not a web interface yet. It's not it could be a web interface. This is the future of the internet I want in 10 years. I want the TV stations to figure out that they can make way more money off me by selling it to me directly.
But,
The only people who have figured that out are the sports channels.
yeah. Well, it's because the sports channels know that they have so many people who are dedicated fans.
Right.
There's those psychos. I'm not bragging on sports fans because I kind of am one. I've lost so much interest in it, but going off to that. But there's these people who will go and watch every single
game.
basketball game. I can't watch basketball. It's too back and forth for me.
Right.
That's just me personally.
I like baseball.
That's too slow. I have to watch like soccer or football.
Okay.
Or like and maybe hockey. I know that's really back and forth.
Right.
But I can't have a basket every single thing and be like constantly checking the score. In soccer, it's like 3-2.
Yeah.
You always have like a very low number score.
Right.
Baseball's too slow. They have too many rules now, and now they have instant replay, and I don't like that.
Right.
It was up to the umpires, and that was it until like a year ago. But like they have all those dedicated fans who will watch every single game just to know because they have their fan pages, they have their sports everything else.
But are you going to disagree that you wouldn't pay for this few
If I
cable
was
stations that you want?
No, I'm not going to
to be on
disagree
the
with-
internet.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that. I like that. I love that idea.
Yeah.
I basically watch a few channels. I watch the Discovery Channel. I watch the Travel Channel. I watch like, I think that's it. And I watch FX.
Right.
Those
Okay.
are my channels.
But you pay whatever amount
But I pay
for
like-
every channel.
I
that
pay
you
like
don't watch.
$100 a month
Right.
for so many channels I don't watch. Like there's like random channels like OWN. Not ragging on Oprah or anything, but your channel sucks.
Right.
There's never anything on.
in your opinion.
In my opinion, that channel is like.
But there's plenty of people in the
there's
world
plenty
who
of people
like
who would
own.
disagree with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
People have their own interests. There's those people who watch OWN and go, "Oh, I love what Oprah's doing."
This is the future of the internet. Is these niche things. There's a
Yeah.
website for everybody who has a niche. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. I
I'm
love
an
that.
iPhone fanatic. I like today's iPhone.com. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You like funny junk.
Every day, Funny Junk's different. I love it.
Right, because
love
you like funny stuff. I love reading the stuff that you post from Funny Junk on Facebook. Okay, but I don't. I'm
I
not.
post stuff on Funny Junk on Facebook from Funny
I don't
Junk.
know.
When
I'm
did I start
making
doing
stuff
that?
up.
Oh.
Jeff does that.
I do it sometimes.
The getting into that, I like, but you like that stuff. Like you love to sit there and read that stuff. Maybe it's not for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody has different interests, so it's different. Like you like TBS and NBC and all that other stuff.
Well, I shouldn't say that, like NBC. I'd pay for NBC to have like the Today Show. Okay,
Like I don't like news.
but you could pay.
News is depressing.
I like the Today Show in the morning, but I kind of went away from that. Okay,
Well, like,
'Cause I get up on my
I get
own
my
now.
news from the internet. That's
Yeah.
how I roll. I just get it that way. I get it firsthand.
I like it in the background.
Well, like
Sometimes
when I get my news,
I get most of mine from the internet as well.
when I get mine from the internet, I'm getting it firsthand. I'm not getting some idiot's impression of it. Because what I do is I don't look for the news part of it. I don't look for somebody talking about it.
Right.
I look for the actual raw footage that has come from the scene, so I can make my own inferences about it. Because if I'm getting it from secondhand from the reporter going, "Today in news, this happened while this happened," and they're not telling you the whole story ever.
Here's where I'm going to argue with you on this. One of the beautiful things about the internet, the things that I want to continue to increase, is I value the opinion of the people on the internet.
Well, yeah, I
For
have
things, I love that because that person isn't any different than me. I seriously believe that.
Well-
They're not any more of a paid person to do this. They're a regular person and they're stating their opinion.
I know. I'm not disagreeing on that. I'm disagreeing with news. I don't want to have to be forced someone else's opinion. I want to make my own opinion on that.
No, I agree that.
Like, I'm just talking news based. I'm not talking everything else.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just going. Like, I want to see and make my own opinion. Like, I want to see the news thing. Sure, they can have the commentary in the back. I don't want some idiot's impression of the news that's making six figures.
This is why
and has an
I hate
IQ
CNN.
of has an IQ of like 20.
All right, but okay. Here's where it gets to similar to the internet. Okay, is a long time ago, people used to value the opinion of Dick Goddard.
Well, we're gonna have some weather today, and yeah. I'm the guy.
All right,
Just going off. I'm going off on tangent again.
Okay.
I stopped watching Fox News when that guy was on, mainly because of the fact that when he did his news, you could tell he was skipping lines on that teleprompter. Because he's going, oh yeah, and this, and this, and this. And I'm trying to read the teleprompter's going too fast. Go back down. That's not his fault. Like, the guy's
No.
going too fast. He's old. He can't read so fast.
All right.
But the guy is like 400 years old.
He's
still
dead,
doing
isn't
He's not dead, I hope.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I'd feel... No,
I'm pretty sure he died this year.
oh, I feel bad now.
Okay, but all right.
Okay, I kind of don't feel bad because that guy's horrible. He was bad, but he had good intentions in his life.
He was probably very good once. But
Yeah.
see, this is the thing. You say that you don't want the opinion of the news, okay? But you value the opinion of the news of the people on the internet. This is what I love about the internet versus the mainstream media, okay? Mainstream media has a job to convince me of things that maybe aren't or true.
Well,
I
mean,
think
like-
that Fox 8
Yeah.
News in Cleveland takes the time to make sure that parents are scared of little children getting raped. Okay?
And murdered and everything
And
else.
murdered. Yeah.
Dude, you know it. I hate how... Okay, this is a little thing. I hate how news is presented
Right.
because they do it in the most up and down way. Like, all of a sudden, it'll be like, I'll give you a real good example. Today there were 14 murders, 3 rapes, and everything else. Like, all that. They have that. That's the first thing. Then they get all happy, and they're like, but then in other news, the charity, this whatever happened, and they raised over $200. And it's like, what? You're going to go from murder and rape to charity?
This
No.
right.
Take some steps up or steps down.
This is the
Don't
beauty-
jump
this-
up and jump
This
down.
is the internet thing, though. This is where they, to me, start to appreciate the value of their opinions. Because at this point in time, and I hope that still in the next 10 years, if we haven't got all locked up for piracy, that these opinions are based on the opinions of normal human beings. They're not based off these mainstream media people.
Okay, I agree with you on that. The news could be done that way. I would love that. If it was somebody else talking about it, not some
Don't
mainstream
tell me you
media.
don't love watching, like, Philip DeFranco on YouTube, okay, on an occasion.
On an occasion, yes. I can't do it every day.
No, I can't do it
I
every
can't.
day.
No.
Okay, but you value the
I like some of their opinions. Yeah, I do
yes,
like it.
and this is what I want to continue in the next 10 years on the internet.
I want that. Yeah, I would love that to continue.
It's normal people. Okay, look, there is a value in the mainstream media. The value is these are professionally made content. These are made by people who actually know what they're doing. Okay, let's flip that coin over. The value of the independent person on YouTube is a normal human being who has an opinion and is expressing it in the way that they want.
Yeah.
They are not trying to convince me of... They might be trying to... Hell, okay, they can try to convince me of something, but here's how I'm going to view them. I view them as a regular human being.
That is the professional.
The guy on the Today Show, whatever, Matt something,
Mm-hmm.
I view him as a mainstream media person who gets paid to do this and read off a teleprompter that's... I don't want to say... It's confusing to convince me. And I know it's trying to convince me of things. It's the same reason that that like ads on the internet, or not on the internet, ads on television are geared to convince me that I need to drink Monster, okay, or that Red Bull gives me wings, or that Pepsi is sexy, okay, all right.
Or that you need this drug.
But the ads on the here's where the ads on the internet take place, and this is what I want to continue in 10 years. All right, the ads on the internet, and this is the beauty of the internet. this is a normal human being. There's a show on Twitch that's called NSFW. As a show that is like 3 dudes who basically do whatever the hell they want, basically what we do, all right, for about 2 hours, and then they do 2 other hours where they're not actually, recording a show, all right, and their ads, they just make fun of shit, okay?
Yeah.
They are literally, seriously, by the end of their ad for Netflix, I am totally convinced that I don't even want Netflix. All right? They didn't try to convince me, okay? They acted stupid, and yet, because they're acting like normal human beings to tell me that Netflix is awesome, okay? They've convinced me in another way, all right?
Yeah.
If somebody else, some other normal human being, these are normal people because you can look at them, and you can see them, and they're not covered in professional makeup, and they're not told to read this, and they're not the guys on the professional ads. These are a couple guys who could just be us sitting in a bedroom going, look, this episode of Land of the Future is brought to you by Netflix. I super love Netflix. You know why? Because I can watch South Park every single day for like 13,000 episodes. This is what has to happen in the internet in 10 years.
Yeah.
The internet needs to conform to these online TV stations, online information, online everything, okay? Look, you can't rule out, this is where the internet can't do anything. You can't rule out the people that are already professionals, but you can't let the professionals push the internet down.
Yeah.
I want NBC and I want TBS and I want Comedy Central to be access to the internet. I want them to figure out how I can pay for them and them only, because this is all I want. I want them to figure out how wonderful things like Netflix are. Okay? But I also don't want them to come into the internet in 10 years and say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to control the internet from now on. Because,
That would suck.
because we're professionals and we're better than you. The same way they took over TV. Okay?
Yeah.
Look, if you were rich a million years ago, you could have maxed out a credit card and made a movie and sold it. Then Hollywood took over and said, we're the only ones who make movies. And now there's the few straggling independent filmmakers.
And
The internet is opening the door for them even further.
But the only thing with like Hollywood and crap, like I'm going a little back into Hollywood. The only reason they did that is because they were like, oh, we want to make money. We want to make all this money off crap and all that stuff.
The internet, look, I'm never going to admit that I never wanted to make a YouTube video to make money. Since ads, I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
All right. I willingly admit that. I would love to make money off the show. I'd love Netflix and
I know,
Audible and things to sponsor this show.
But it should stop being about money and more being about making money and having good content.
Yeah.
Not just let's crank out as much crap as we can and makes all this money out of it.
No matter what, this show to me is more about having fun than doing anything else. I am openly to admit that I would love to be sponsored. I'd love it, okay? I'd love this to be my career, all right? But I'd love it to be my career because I want it to be fun, okay? I want to wake up every morning and sit in my bedroom with my friends and make radio shows, okay? All right?
It'd be a good thing. It'd be fun.
The reason I want to do it is because it's about fun. It's not about selling me. It's not about selling you Netflix. It's not about convincing that you need Audible. Okay? Look, I can tell you that I love Netflix. All right? I can tell you that. And I honestly admit that. All right? But it's not about that to me. Look, if somebody wants to pay me to convince you of that, all right? I would never. All right, let's pretend that a company that I hate comes up to me, okay? Give me something I hate, Curtis.
What do you hate? You hate... I don't know what you hate. You hate a lot of things. It's hard to pick just one.
Let's pretend... Okay. I went to Golden Corral today.
There
all
you
right,
go,
for food.
Golden Corral.
I hated it. It was gross, all right?
Some of their food's really nasty. You probably picked all the bad stuff.
It was really...
What did you pick?
I got like fried chicken and like chicken legs and like really dry cornbread and
It could go either way. I don't know.
some really bad rolls, and the salad looked gross. Okay.
All right. You're going off.
I'm going way off here. All right. Let's pretend Golden Corral came up to me, all right, and said, we want to sponsor your show. I'd say no.
Look, because they're nasty.
Because if you want to pay $1 billion to put your ad in the Super Bowl, all right, to convince people that Doritos are awesome, all right, Good for you. All right? Convince everybody that Doritos are awesome. This show, no matter what, I'm not going to lie to you. All right? Look, if you want to sponsor me, good. Okay? But I'm not going to take your sponsor unless I actually support what you're doing.
Yeah, like say like you got a sponsor from Five Guys. You'd probably be like, I love Five Guys fries.
Look, I'm not...
or something like that.
Look, okay, here's the ad you want me to read. Five Guys fries have the best burgers according to Time Magazine in 1968. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I like their Cajun fries because I go in there like once a week to get them because they're that good. Like, this is what needs to keep happening on the internet. These people who are creative, wanting to do what they do. This is the 10-year cycle. All right?
Yeah.
All right. We got to get into our 100 years here.
Yeah, because it's getting long.
It's getting way long, and I love it, but we can't go on too far.
Yeah. Okay, so 100 years we're talking now.
Yeah, now we're jumping far.
100 years, hopefully, as in like the last video, the technology keeps up with it. I kind of hope we're going into the realm of it's going to be a lot more technological.
You brought up a little bit ago that you were scared that we were going to become too obsessed.
Yeah. Like
this is where I think this is going to happen.
Yeah, this is the 100 years where people don't ever go outside anymore. We don't
physically interact with people.
We don't physically interact anymore. Hopefully I'm never in a world where that happens because I love seeing people face to face. I hate having to deal with texting.
Don't worry, you can sit in a nursing home and go, what is wrong with these
What's wrong with these youngins?
These whippersnappers.
Where's my medications? Because I'm going to forget how to talk by then.
I remember when this thing, MySpace, was awesome. And then Facebook and then Google Plus, and none of this exists anymore.
Yeah.
And
I remember when computers were on desktops. Not in your brains.
Not in your brains.
I remember when we didn't have to have microchips in our brains.
I remember when my eyes didn't flash to Facebook notifications.
I hate that.
Okay.
It's so annoying. Okay, enough with that voice.
This is the concern of the 100 years.
This is the concern is they've gone so far with the technology that we no longer have to leave to interact with people and to have a good time. We could I'm pushing the realm of verse.
I walk up to a counter, speaking again with my McDonald's. All right?
Yeah.
I pull out my phone. At this point, I don't even think phones
And you
exist.
text
But this is another story. My eyes have glasses on them, like Google Glass theory. All right?
Yeah.
I walk up to the counter, and because this person's Google glasses are near me, on my glasses, I get the menu. All right?
Mm-hmm.
These glasses are hooked up to my brain. I think what I want, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's given to me. Concern.
Yeah.
This is where I think the internet will go if we go the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If something like Google or something like Facebook continues to take over so much of the internet, if the little voices, if the record companies come in, crush us all into 100 years, which is very possible. They come in and say, look, we control this. This is ours. The professionals are going to make the internet, make the YouTube internet content, and make all the video content and all the audio content.
And there's going to be no more users.
There's going to be no more. The users are the consumers, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look, everybody who listens to this show is a listener, all right? And I support every single listener to go out and make their own show and compete with me.
Yeah, go ahead. It's fun.
It's fun.
Competition is awesome.
This is what I love about the internet. But in 100 years,
Will that even be there?
will that exist?
We might not even have the competition. We won't be able to compete
Because
like the little guy won't be able to won't be able to get on because
they'll come in,
It'll
make
go on
technology
and
that
kill it.
can't compete. Look, I can go buy this entire studio setup to make a 2-person podcast. That's now. Okay?
yeah.
But if the companies control how the internet works, they can come in and say, this is how it's going to work from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to have this much power because we don't want you to compete with us because we're better than you. And that's my fear.
Yeah, I don't like that in the future.
And seriously, I don't have any faith that in 100 years we will go the right way. Okay? Look,
That's a big, big negative.
I can tell you what I want. I can tell you that I want the creatives to prosper. I want the creative people, the regular consumer people, to compete directly with professionals. Completely.
Because
Straight
we could possibly win.
Right.
And that's what they're afraid of, that they're going to lose. They're like, oh, we're going to lose.
I want them side by side in 100 years. I want to Let's pretend I'm the same age in 100 years. I'm still 20 years old.
Okay.
I live in my house and I go to college. I want to be able to still sit down in my room, make a podcast show the same ease as it is now. Okay? If not easier. Okay? And upload it and compete with the Today Show. If I want to sit down and make my future show that's more news, okay? If I wanted to make my news show, all right? And I sit there and I make it. Video, audio, whatever. And I get it on the internet. I should be able to get it on the internet the same ease as any other professional can.
Yeah.
And that's where it needs to stay.
I would love it if it was that way, but the problem is it probably won't go in that. Like it's a fork in the road,
It's a free world.
but it's not at the same time.
It's a free world, but the ones who have more money still have more power.
Yeah, more money, more power. It's always been that way.
And I seriously think in 100 years, they will either the internet will have been destroyed for being evil and cynical and this god awful thing that corrupted people into the point where they don't communicate with each other, and people realized it, and the government said, "Yep, we're gonna destroy it." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which, honestly, if it got that bad, I prefer they destroy it than
Yeah.
take steps backwards.
But the internet I hope if it does go on a positive tangent to this,
Yeah.
it would be the greatest thing. We could communicate. We could go into a virtual reality thing. If we could do that, I'm kind of going on the thing of how Futurama viewed it
Okay.
in a little bit. Not entirely.
All right.
Like, I like how their view went. Like, you could put on gloves and glasses and you could be in the internet. You could see what you wanted to see. You could actually go and see the Great Wall of China. You could see the pyramid.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
That would be awesome. You could sense it. You could feel it. You could be there.
when technology can compete with what the world can be. But
But I don't think that's going to happen. And I have that giant...
I have that nagging voice in the back of my
Yeah.
head that says, "Look, I'm 20 years old.
It's not going to be that way.
I remember when cell phones became legit. Okay, mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm sure there were cell phones before this. Okay, but I remember like my mom being like, "Okay, now we need phones." And then I remember the end of middle school where people were like, "All right, now you have to have a phone." And I remember having that phone, and I remember making phone calls. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't make phone calls.
You
okay?
text.
I don't like phone calls. Look, this
Sorry.
this little voice in the back. Look, I know.
I'm like one of the only people that actually calls you.
Okay, look, a lot of people call me. Okay, but I hate calling people. All right. If I need to tell you something, I just want to text it to you. I don't want to have a conversation. This is the problem. All right. Look,
You have that
I
problem.
admit that I had that problem. All right.
Yeah.
I should not want to talk. I should not want to not talk to you. All right.
Yeah.
Having a conversation with somebody should be something that's valued. All right. But when it's so easy to communicate with you, all right, I'm like, look, I'm just going to text him this because I can talk to him tomorrow.
Exactly.
And
It's always going the easy route.
that
nowadays.
voice in my head proves to me that I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, speaking of 100 years, if it continues that way, as I always want to do the easy way out, how is it going to end up being? Are we going to just have little type things that are sent brainwave patterns? And it's like, oh, they're saying this, send it to the next person. And you don't have to you don't have to exert any energy to do that.
Right.
What if that happens? There's no communication almost at all.
And yeah, and that's my fear. And that's seriously the view that I think the internet will come to in 100 years.
Yeah.
Look, Facebook or Google is going to take over.
And there's going to be nothing.
Google's valued as the most valuable company in the world. They control the internet. Straight up. Okay, look. Facebook controls the other half.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? They're straggling. Okay, they're holding on by holding on to Facebook or Google.
Yeah.
Okay, and Google's helping them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is how it works right now. All right? Let's pretend, because Google's awesome and has so much money, they can control Facebook. All right?
Okay.
Google takes Facebook. Let's pretend Mark Zuckerberg dies and all these people hate him. All right?
Okay.
And they say, fine, Google, you can have us. Okay? Now Google controls the internet. Straight up. 100%. Okay?
Pretty much, yeah.
No, there's no question about it. All right? Now Google decides how everything works on the internet. All right?
I would hate that.
Now Google also controls a wonderful little operating system called Android.
Oh, God, no.
Okay?
Don't bring Android.
All right.
I'm
Which is based off the internet.
I
Okay?
don't like Android, though. Android personal opinion, Android is one of the worst operating systems.
Okay,
That's
it's not-
personal
It's
opinion.
not a horrible operating.
Yes, it is.
Okay, why do you say this?
Because I've played with it and I hate it.
It's confusing.
It's not that it's confusing. It's
Is it
not that
not?
confusing.
Okay.
It's the fact that it's set up like you're retarded. They make you feel stupid.
How so?
They bring so many little tips. They're like, "Oh, you need to do this. You need to do this." It's like that stupid little paperclip in Microsoft Word that disappeared. They put it in Android.
All right, I've never had an Android phone, and I'm sure they're not all like this. What did you have?
I didn't have it. I went
did
to
a
a
store.
store. I went to a store and played with it. I played with it for a whole hour
Okay.
because I wanted to see what an Android phone was like. I don't like them.
Really?
It's worse than friggin' Word with the little paperclip. It was.
Okay.
Maybe it was just because the phone was on a trial.
Right. And
They're
this
like-
is what I'm starting to think.
I'm starting to think it was that, but the fact that that's even on there,
Right.
it made me feel like the phone was trying to be a crutch and like tell me what to do.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want you to tell me what to do. I want to do what I want to do.
When you picked up your iPod, because it's your iOS experience here, okay?
Yeah,
I have everything, but you have an iPod.
I have an iPod.
All right. You were instantly not confused.
No, I wasn't.
you
I
read
knew
how-
exactly what to do.
Right. And it was just
The second I pick up most every technology, I'm not confused.
right.
After about 5-10 minutes.
Right.
iPod was the same. I had to figure out what to do and like how to change the settings and all that crap.
But
Which is everything.
I pick up an Android phone. I'm confused, to be honest. Okay, look,
I pick up an Android phone. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. It's just I don't like them. The operating system is not appealing to the eye.
some of it,
Most of
depending on who made it.
it. Yeah, if it's straight Android, it's no good. If
Oh
it's
yeah.
the Android, okay, I'm going off into the Android Google tablet.
Okay.
This is present. This
tablets
thing,
suck balls.
the Android Google tablet.
All right.
This is the thing. It's mainly Google.
Yeah.
It runs a Google Android OS.
Right.
Is horrid. The
Yeah.
thing you will get it's has the same
tablets on Android are just bad. in
Yeah.
general. Okay. The iPad is the only reasonable tablet here. Okay.
I like
And-
the Acer
And maybe the Kindle Fire.
and the Acer. I like that Acer. There's a few
I think it's an Asus.
no ACER.
Okay.
Some of the brands that make laptops make decent tablets,
Right.
but they're tablet PCs.
Yeah.
It's a touchscreen computer. That's all it is.
Right.
It's like taking my laptop, ripping the screen off, and saying that's my computer.
If these devices controlling the internet, okay? This is where I was going with this.
Yeah.
Google, if they control the internet, they acquire Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Now they control the entire internet. They control everything. All right. They can invent Google Glass. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they can invent this technology that convinces me where everybody is. All right. They can take the power of communication to a whole internet-based level. All right.
Yeah.
Look, I love jumping in social networks. Okay. I love things like Foursquare. Okay. I hate Facebook. But but I love things like YouTube. I love interacting with people, but I like interacting with people in real life as well.
I'd rather it in real life rather than over internet.
I feel like that there will be a day where the English language is based off text messages.
Oh God.
Everything will
Please don't say that.
be everything will be typed or brainwaved or something, and speech will be something dead
The way that
because of the internet.
the way that some people talk on text or Facebook or whatever,
Yeah.
it scares me. Of these aren't people that are like say a few like they're just right out of like whatever or right out they're in elementary school still. These are people that are like 2 years younger than me,
Right.
and they're speaking like they've had no formal English education ever.
No,
They
Look,
learned it
look.
from like one of those speaking spells.
oh,
Like one of those. It's like it sounds the same, but it's spelled completely different.
I don't. And this is my serious theory for 100 years. The internet will be the major source of communication.
I'm gonna hate that.
Straight up.
It better not be.
Look, this is what Mark Zuckerberg wants.
I don't
Alright.
want him to get what he wants. I really don't.
Mark Zuckerberg is a well-known, socially awkward person. Yet he controls the #1 social network on the internet.
It's because on the internet you can be whoever you want.
Right.
You can be a completely fake person.
This is the beauty of if I can be anybody I want in 100 years, on the internet because I can be whoever I want, that'd be awesome because I'm going to be 120 years old. All right? I don't want to be Dave, the old curmudgeon who remembers the Facebook when Facebook was the Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay?
I remember the Facebook.
Right. The Facebook. All right? I don't want to be the guy who talks about MySpace, which was that the only thing that they're going to remember is what it is now, which is that streaming network, whatever. It's like content sharing website.
I don't even know what it is. I haven't been on it long enough.
It's like a Netflix-ish Hulu
I don't know.
something.
I can't talk about it. I don't know.
Okay,
I really
it's basically something that's to say I like these content provider stuff.
Oh,
All
okay.
right? And it's connected to Facebook. That's what MySpace is now.
That's boring.
You can log into your MySpace with your Facebook login.
Oh, God.
All right?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because MySpace was a complete sellout and was like, we're gone.
No,
Bas-
I mean, this is what they had to do, okay?
Well, yeah, they had to do it to survive.
Yeah. All right. That's all they're going to remember. All right. They're not
Yeah.
going to remember MySpace being Facebook because that's what it is. It was, I should say. It was what Facebook is now. All right. Now, I don't want to be 120 years old and be the only guy. Curtis, I can see you and me and all our friends sitting in a nursing home speaking.
Yeah.
And then
Nobody else is there.
the entire world, when our children come to see us, they don't speak to us.
They brainwave to us, and we
They're
get it on a
br-
little screen because we don't have the chip in our head.
Right, because we were too old to put it in.
And then we have to type out what we have to say to them because they won't listen to us because for some reason they don't hear us anymore.
Because this is how the internet conformed everybody.
And they don't understand our English because it's already conformed and it's changed.
Yeah.
That would scare the crap out of me, and I would hate that.
And this is my serious theory. I'd love the internet to just continue to evolve into this wonderful thing where people share stuff and have this great life, and the record companies give up and say, look, okay, you guys are going to steal our stuff. We're going to find another way to sell it to you. All right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to make the movie companies make all their money from selling movie tickets. Straight up. Okay?
Nobody buys movies anymore.
And they make a little bit of DVD sales. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. You know who they make that from? The people who are going to buy it anyway. All right? The hardcore dead-on fans. Okay? Look, I bought Men in Black 2 because Men in Black 3 came out. Okay? But I bought it on DVD, and guess how much I bought it for?
How much you buy?
$4.
Yeah.
Okay?
Buy it when they're cheap.
I didn't buy it for $15 when it was brand new. And they didn't make any money off that. You know why? Because it was from FYE and it was used. Okay?
Yeah.
The guys who make Men in Black, whoever it is, I don't know. Is it Universal? Who cares?
I don't know.
The point is, they didn't make any money when I bought that. Okay? Look, that's what they need to accept. Okay? They either need to just figure out that they need to sell it directly to me through iTunes and accept that Apple's going to get 30%. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I might buy it that way because that would fit into my life. Or you got to realize that I'm just going to steal it if I want. Okay? And
Say pirate it so that people aren't thinking like you're going to go out and just steal it from like a store
right,
or something.
okay. All right, I'm going to pirate it through a torrent over the internet
Or something like that.
or something along those lines. And you need to find a better way to make money off of it because either you need to find a way to convince me that I want to pay you in a convenient way, like iTunes or something like it, because I don't want your digital copy that comes in your DVD through Ultraviolet. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I've never had any good experiences with those.
Look, I've tried. I really did try. Okay, every movie that comes with a stupid Ultraviolet copy that I've ever bought, I've tried. I can't make it work. It's too complicated.
There's too many steps.
Why don't you
It's a bunch
just
of crap.
Why don't you just give me a product key in the DVD box? All right, and I go to iTunes and on the
Type
bottom
it in.
on iTunes it says, "Did you buy this movie on DVD?" And I say, "Yeah," and it says, "Enter your product key."
Done.
Done. That would be easy. That would make sense to
Or
me.
you could go to a website and do that, and then it says like, here, download it this way,
Yeah,
and it downloads it for
and
you.
it downloads
Because
it.
that way you could do it on PC or Mac,
And it
just to make sure if you don't have an iPod device,
right, and it would work in
it would work just fine.
every format. It would go into iTunes, and iTunes would accept it,
And it would go into
Windows Movie Maker would
Media Player.
Media Player would accept it, and
You've been out of PC too long.
Yeah, I've been out of PC for a while. VLC would accept it, and
VLC accepts everything.
Android would accept it, and it would be yours. Okay,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
It would make perfect sense, but they won't do it.
Because they won't do it because if you give me
It's too easy.
You give me a digital copy, guess what I can do?
Share it.
I can share it with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Give up, buddy. We've been doing that for CDs for years.
Doing it with movies.
We've been doing it
period,
with cassettes for
years.
years. We've been doing it with VHS for years. Let it go. We're going to find a way, no matter how you release movies, to just take them.
If they do, okay, just say they in 100 years they're gonna cancel piracy. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna meet some guy in the street, say they still have USBs, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, buddy,
I got this flash drive.
I'm person 3 here."
Yeah.
Be like, "Here's the third part."
Yeah.
You gotta walk around walk around the areas and find all the people that you need to download your things from USB drives. We will find a way. There will always be a way.
No matter what they do, we will find a way.
There's always
Look,
gonna be that.
you kill digital copies, buddies. Okay? You figure it out in 100 years how to kill it. All right? We're going to find it how to do it with whatever you provide.
Exactly.
Because either you're going to give it to us some way. All right? Because otherwise you're not going to make any money if you just give up. Okay? But no matter how you give it to us, we're going to figure it out. All right? So that's my hope in 100 years. That
Yeah.
they just give up.
I hope they just give up.
And just make
And then
it.
we could just be fine and done.
Yeah.
And we can all be happy again.
You can just make my internet experience wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
We learn how to check Wikipedia before it's updated. Okay? Look, I've sat and wrote joke stuff into Wikipedia. I make it very obvious and I don't get rid of the truth. Okay? I basically write, this is a joke, and then I write it and to see how long it's up there for. And it's up there for quite a long time.
So
All right.
someone notices it.
Until somebody notices it.
And then it's taken down.
Right. Okay?
That's no big deal, though. Because
Right.
you did it on purpose.
Right. But if we figure this out, we make the internet what it can be. A wonderful tool full of all the movies we want, all the music we want, all the information we ever could need. And we are allowed to create whatever we want and have our voice of opinion. And we're not crushed by the police or the professional publishers or anything along these lines. We're not crushed. We're still just as powerful as we are now, if not competing directly with them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The same way that YouTube said, look, we're going to pick these 100,000 partners. We're going to call them partners. All right? And we're going to promote them higher than you. This needs to be taken away a little bit because you can't find this show.
Yeah.
This is what I have a problem with.
They need to stop playing favorites.
Right.
They just start going, okay, why don't we just give it back to the people
The
the users?
If we can figure that out in 100 years
Life would be better.
without killing normal communication with people, this is the future of the internet, in our opinion.
Yeah.
Without the insane tangents.
Well, it's
It's a wonderful world how far that the annoyance of some things in this world can take
Yeah.
us off on a deep end into hell where nobody even knows what we're talking about anymore.
but we eventually make our way back.
We make our way back.
We made our way back on this one, didn't we, Dave?
Yeah. I seriously think if you've listened to this show all the way through, you know what I want for the internet in 100 years.
Yeah.
And you know what I don't want.
It's pretty damn obvious.
But
If you don't understand it, it's like, just go back a couple minutes and listen
go
again.
go listen to the whole show again. Listen to my
no.
tangent about waffles, okay?
Waffles. When
I
did
don't
you
think-
go on a tangent about waffles?
I don't think I did.
Okay, no, we did.
You know what's really nice about waffles?
What?
They're yummy.
I like how they're crispy on the outside,
Okay,
fluffy
God-
on the
God
inside. Especially
This-
with lots of syrup.
This was an episode of Lane to the Future, brought to you by the More Daily Podcast Network. If you are interested in finding more of our stuff, you can go to www.youtube.com/moredailyshow. That is MOOREDALEY show. If you want to talk to me or Curtis or Jeff from our other shows, you can contact us on Twitter at More Daily Show. MOOREDALEYSHOW. If you want to talk specifically about this show with other people who listen to this show, you can hashtag it on Twitter at Lane to the Future. That's LANE to the future.
Yeah, my name's not different like them. I'm the only normal one.
Isn't Lane like lane, like a back alley lane, like LAIN?
No, it's just LANE.
Wow,
like
we're right.
Lane.
Okay. Lane. Lane to the
Lane.
future. Hashtag Lane to the future on Twitter. My name is David Moore,
And I'm Curtis Lane.
and that was A Lane to the Future. The internet is a scary little...
Black hole.
I hope to see you guys again here on the More Daily Podcast Network.
I hope to be back.
This was Lane to the Future 02. Good show.
Over and out.
Giving it everything.